Welcome to Court Helicopter News. Our explainer today is on a very, very contentious issue. We are looking at the law called the Protection from Domestic Violence Act. Are you aware that there's a law that deals with protecting people who are in a domestic relationship? This law came into force in the year 2005, and it's a very old law. It deals with matters violence in a domestic relationship. Have you beaten your girlfriend in your life? Has your girlfriend ever beaten you? Have you battered your husband? Have you ever battered your wife? Have you been bought a car by your boyfriend, and that boyfriend once you have differed, he wants you to return the car, he wants you to return the shoes, he wants you to refund him the house rent that he has been paying? So that is a question under the Domestic Protection from Domestic Violence Act. In this act, the first issue is, who does it protect? Number one, anybody in a domestic relationship, either you are married, either you are a boyfriend, either you are a girlfriend, either you are a concubine, either you are a side chick, whichever way it is, that law protects anybody in that relationship. Number two, what are the offenses that can result into this? One, it prohibits people who from stalking a girl. The girl has refused you, you are ever going to her place of work, her house, and you are walking around that place. Number two, you are sending messages, abusive messages. You are emotionally or psychologically abusing somebody. You are cruel to that person that you have been having a relationship. Four, you do not want to accept that the relationship is over. You are going to her place of work, or you are going to his place of work. You are using your brothers-in-laws, your sisters-in-law, your relatives to abuse or to interfere. All those offenses are protected under the Domestic Violence Act. Therefore, if you have a relationship with anybody, it is not right to use violence, whether verbal, physical, against that person. Three, it protects the person you are in a relationship from withdrawing the privileges that that person had by virtue of that relationship. For example, if you are a man, you have been accommodating a lady. The lady, after you have differed, can move to court and say, I have been staying in this house. Omari has been paying the mortgage for this house. Omari bought me a car. I have been using this car. Omari put up a business for me. He wants now to chase me out of my business. The court will order whatever property the lady was having by virtue of that domestic relationship shall continue being the property for the lady. So if you bought her an Uber car, if you bought her a personal car, the court will order you not to take that car away from her. If she was staying in a house you had taken a mortgage, you will continue, the court will order you to continue paying that mortgage for that lady, that girl that you have differed with. If you are living together in the same house, either your house, she can move to court under protection from domestic violence, get what is called an exclusion order. You will be thrown out of that house. The house is yours. You bought that house, but the court will protect her. You'll be thrown out from that house because you are violent. But you'll be told if there's a mortgage, you must continue paying that mortgage. So this is a law that protects people from living in a toxic relationship, which is likely to cause death. What is the role of a police officer under the Domestic Protection Act? An officer enforcing a domestic protection order, or if there is any domestic violence, the police officers do not need a search warrant. They will walk in. If they hear in the house there is violence and a man or a woman is being beaten, they will break the door and get in to save the one who is being abused. So mark that. You cannot stop the police officer from walking in to protect somebody who is facing domestic violence. What about the courts? The courts that are gazetted as courts for domestic protection orders do not have a sitting time. These courts sit 24 hours. They sit on a weekend. So anytime one feels that they are threatened in a domestic relationship, they can file this matter, whether it's on a Sunday, whether it is at night, and the courts will grant the orders as they are. So this is our specialized courts that do not have the timelines the way we think the other courts do to sit. Also, when you look at these domestic protection orders, these orders can subsist until the threat is extinguished. And therefore, this is the law that protects these people. There are people who can be known, for example, mothers-in-law. When mothers-in-law interfere with a marriage, a wife or a husband can go to court to get a protection from domestic violence, from intrusion of their marriage, from strangers such as mothers-in-laws or fathers-in-laws. So this is what is called domestic protection from domestic violence. What about the people who have divorced each other? Rarely do people accept that they have been divorced. They will always be trying to get back to the person who has divorced them, and that is why divorcees can go to court and get an order against any form of domestic violence act. Lastly, the gadgets, that is the telephone handset, the mobile handsets, are protected under Domestic Protection Act. If you interfere with the gadgets of your partner, you want to read the messages, you want to send messages, the other party can move to court and get an order to stop any form of intrusion or any form of calling. So those people who bought a car for the lady, stop awaiting this lady while driving on Langata Road or driving on Thika Road or driving elsewhere, and you go pick that car or walk to the car park because you have an extra key, you pick that car and you leave it. The court will reinstate that car because at the time you bought it, it is what was facilitating her life. That is the message you have now heard from Court Helicopter, that anybody who is in a relationship called domestic can be protected. This does not need a marriage certificate. This does not need a wife. It is anybody in an intimate relationship. Any intimate relationship is protected by the act called Domestic Protection from Domestic Violence Act. Thank you very much. See you next week when we shall be moving on another law. Wakili Danstan Omari, Court Helicopter News. Thank you.